Howdy agents, today we are going to take a look at the co-op mod that will be coming in 0 hour in the future. We won't be able to show everything that we currently have in the work in progress build as per requested by the developers, so please note that what you're seeing in this video is, as I said, from a work in progress build and is not necessarily representative of the final version that would go live in the future. It is, however, good enough to have fun, a lot of fun, and give you a pretty good idea of how the single player / co-op mod will look like. This co-op mod can be started solo or with a pre-made squad on the different existing maps and in two different difficulty modes, regular and hardcore difficulty. In this mod, you will be tasked to secure the location, which means killing all defenders, kill a specific high-value target, or rescue the hostage, and maybe more in the future. Once loaded, you will get the usual screen to select your loadout and spawn points, and once started, you are free to complete the mission however you want. Each co-op map comes with a little backstory as well and slightly different objectives. The Bring Order to Chaos, aka kill all hostiles if necessary in order to establish peace, will be the common objective for all maps, and the second objectives should be different depending on the map you're playing on. Some will be to rescue hostages, and some will be about other things that we will see in the future. However, things get slightly different compared to the PvP mod and more complicated since the co-op mod is focused on scoring instead of just completion. In fact, all the different rules of engagement will define penalties and or bonuses that will affect your final score, which will be calculated at the end of the match, regardless if you won or lost the match. Those rules of engagement make things more challenging and more realistic as well, but also very interesting. And you're gonna have rules of engagement like not being allowed to fire unless being fired upon, which is pretty risky, not being allowed to fire on the fleeing or surrendering hostile. You also get audio cues if you fail to observe some of those rules of engagement, and you can also press tab during the match to see your progression, but you can also check how many rules you have broken so far. The match won't stop if you fail to observe any of those rules of engagement, however your final score will be pretty bad. Failing mostly if not only happens if everyone in your team dies. There are a lot of ways you can get a really good score, and this co-op mod really increases the tactical simulation and realistic aspects of the game, just in a different way. Killing all hostiles while observing all engagement rules, making sure you don't kill any of the hostages, defusing all traps, and collecting all weapons are fairly easy and simple ways to achieve a high score. However, things get more complicated if you are really trying to get the highest number of captured hostiles in order to get the best possible score. In a way, you can turn this co-op mod into a super hardcore challenge mod, add a timer to it, and you are set with an amazing sandbox co-op mod. I have to say, I am pretty impressed by this work in progress version of the co-op mod, something that I didn't expect to see, not even in a work in progress version for at least 6 to 8 months, but here it is. It is not perfect yet, but it's a solid and fun first iteration, and although it uses existing parts of the game, mostly 3D models and the maps, several brand new features have had to be developed in order to provide this first work in progress version of the co-op mod. Rules of engagement, AI behaving accordingly, using the hostage to protect themselves, setting traps, hiding under the beds and in wardrobes, getting out of the building to patrol the escape zone, the scoring system, All of that are new things that the team put together in a fairly short time, which is very impressive. We are only allowed to showcase Terror House at the moment, but the co-op mod can be played on other maps, which is something the team is still working on and something we will hopefully showcase in due time in the future. Don't get me wrong, I do think the AI needs more improvements in the future, but that's always the case. In game dev, especially with AI, you go live with a pretty good first iteration, something that has obviously been tested in-house and improved a lot. You see how it goes with a large pool of players, you get feedback and you improve over time. Improving the AI is a marathon, it's not a race. In terms of improvements, I obviously hope to see more behaviors as well as more things to make the AI more immersive, such as audio cues, a few lines of dialogues, some reactions, animations of them waiting and guarding a place while having a smoke on the balcony. Things like this will be pretty amazing to see in the future to make this solo/co-op mod even better. But I think this current work in progress version of the co-op mod is already a pretty solid foundation for a great solo/co-op experience in the future in 0 Hour. I also hope there will be more options to customize those matches in the future, such as tweaking, adding or removing rules of engagement, setting the victory and defeat conditions, as well as the objectives in order to turn this mod into a true sandbox tool. I think this game mode also has the potential to bring more players into the game and to encourage the community to create new activities. We could challenge each other and clans with some sort of tournaments using the co-op mod. Whoever finishes the Terror House on the hardest difficulty with the best score under 10 minutes wins. What do you think? From my side, I am pretty happy to see this team working hard on 0 Hour, and I still think this game has all the potential to become the sweat game we have been waiting for. So this is it for this brief introduction to the upcoming co-op mod for 0 Hour. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider leaving a like and to subscribe to support the channel. Everyone from the 0 Hour community has been absolutely amazing in supporting me so far. Thank you very much everyone for all the support. And if you have any questions about the co-op mod, please post them in the comments below and I will do my very best to answer them. I will also do more videos covering the co-op mod in the near future, telling you a little bit more about how I play it and so on. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.